Welcome to the video. My name is Dr. Adam Sawyers. I'm a very above average online coach, a very below average powerlifter. This is my training whilst I rehab from exploding both my quads. It literally snapped both quads off. So I'm not quite a year, but we're coming up on it, 10, 11 months now. This is my training, trying to get back up to 600 kilo total plus. This here is a velocity tracker, which I was going to test out today. However, it's dead, so I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is, I've got this new one called Stance, and I've got my old one, which is Flex One. And what I'm going to do, that's the wrong way. What I'm going to do is compare the two over a couple of training sessions before I will give my full endorsement or not. The Flex One, it's like 500 quid as a single time purchase, which is, it's not accessible for a lot of lifters. So for coaching, you have people charging 50 quid a month for coaching. You can't do it full time based on that. So people who are doing that have usually got another job. Most powerlifting coaches are charging sort of between 100 to 300 quid a month. It's rare you see a powerlifting coach charge much more than that, unless they're coaching untested lifters or medical issues or something like that. Anyway, with that said, the cost of the Flex One is prohibitive for a lot of people, and it does more powerlifting. Let me just do a set, actually. So I worked up to a single at 125, and now I'm going to do a triple. This is 120. So, the Flex Tracker, it does way more than you need for powerlifting. So it does all sorts of fancy stuff, which is brilliant when you're measuring all other metrics, but you only really need things like the velocity, change of direction, eccentric speed, tempo. Bar path is okay, but to be honest, bar path's better to review on video anyway, because just the bar path by itself doesn't tell you all of the information that you would need to be able to make any decisions. So, with that said, this unit, the Stance unit, is very new. They're a startup, and at the minute, it's what they're going to be doing is a subscription model, which I think is about 10 quid a month. So it would take you 6 years before it becomes the same price as the Flex Tracker. However, they at the minute have two deals on. So again, no affiliation or anything. So I'm not like sponsored or whatever. I just think it's a good deal. It's either 40 quid for the first year, or they've got a lifetime membership now for 120 quid. So it's a bit of a risk because the product isn't finished yet. So you're betting 120 quid on a nearly complete product. I think the bet is worth it because it seems pretty good. But I haven't actually used it yet. So I bought it, and my intent is, if it is any good, what I'll probably do is include it in my highest tier of coaching, so the most expensive, most premium package, include it as part of it. So then when I use velocity training with people, it's just like, here's the device, just use it. Don't need to worry about it. However, I need to test it first. So, with all that said, today's training. So we've done 125 for 1, 120 for 3. This is now 110. Just going to do for another 3. So I got some good news as well, actually. So last week I saw the first surgeon about my ankle, and basically I have what's called bone edema, so swelling in the bone. This is a consequence of a fracture, but it means there isn't currently an active fracture, so that's a good thing. The bad thing is, treatment for bone edema is basically non-existent. There's a few therapies that people have tried. Some people, rest makes them better. Some people, rest doesn't make them better. The conversation we had was essentially, it might go away by itself, or it might still be sore. So I can either rest it, and it might go away and it might come back, or I can use it and it might go away, it might come back. So what my intent is to keep using it, manage the symptoms myself, and I kind of just need to move on with training and stuff now. Stop worrying about the stuff with my knees. Crack on. Like, my motor control's still not great. Single leg stuff is really hard. With all that said, on Friday, I think it was, so today is Monday, on Friday, I squatted 80 kilos for a set of 5, which is a lovely progress. So what I'm going to do today is I'm doing this bench now, and then I'm taking Rach to work. So she works at the gym that I train at. I'm going to take her to work and then finish off my session there. I'm going to do some upper body bodybuilding, essentially. And then I'm going to train legs. So that will be most likely hamstring curls, either leg press or squats, leg extensions, something single leg. For my knee stuff, it's very much a... it's not do what I feel like, it's do what I think is sensible based on the day. My loose training structure at the minute, which seems to be quite nice, is Monday, Wednesday, Friday is legs and press. Monday and Friday is legs and press. Wednesday is full body with a back focus, and Saturday is deadlift and back stuff, and then every day is rehab and then cardio. I've been doing 2, sometimes 3 sessions a week. My fitness is getting better. So much, just generally feel better. And I don't know if it's psychological of me just being like, I can use this and I'm not making it more damage, but it feels like it's improved significantly in just like a week. So I think it is psychological. I do have another consultation tomorrow with a private surgeon, a different private surgeon, to get a second opinion. So unless he tells me something completely different, I kind of just full steam ahead now. Proper programming and all sorts. So it means that I can actually plan out my training, not be concerned I'm going to have another surgery. I can structure my work time, which sounds silly, because now we can look at going away somewhere. So that's nice as well. And because I'm taking the approach of walking is not going to cause long-term damage, it might delay the healing and cause me pain, but there's no concrete evidence for what would work anyway. A big thing which will help is body weight change. So I'm down. So last week to this week, I'm down 0.3 kilos. It's a very nice, very slow rate of weight loss. Not hungry at all. Energy's good. Energy's really good at the minute. I've been hyperfixated on improving my sleep, which was already pretty good. I averaged 8 hours and 52 or 53 minutes last week, with an average of 2 hours and 45 minutes of deep sleep. So things that have contributed. When you look at everything, you've got a -10 to a 0 and 0 to a 10 first. So I've got rid of some negatives. So the negatives are things that are actively making it worse. So for me, big negative, drugs, medications, painkillers. So I'm now not taking any painkillers, or I've managed not to for a couple of weeks. I'm going to try and keep it up. I'm still in some pain, but it is what it is. You just get on with it, don't you? And then something that I've never really tried in the past, and I only did it for the sake of seeing how it would affect my sleep, is making my final meal of the day smaller. So I did that first. Normally I would eat at like 9 o'clock, go to bed at 10, but that meal would be 800, 1,000 calories. First thing I did was bring it down to 400 calories. Sleep got better. Cool. Next thing I did was then move it back to 8 o'clock. Sleep got better again. Cool. Moved it back to 7 o'clock. Sleep got better again. Cool. Moved it back to 6 o'clock. Sleep got better again. Cool. But then it's difficult to fit all my calories in through the day. So what I've settled on is my last main meal at like 6 o'clock. And then at about 8 o'clock, just been having a shake, because the physical amount of food is much less in the stomach. And that seems to be giving me about the same benefits of the eating at 6 o'clock. Let me just do another set. So this is part of actual programming now. So I'm planning on working up towards like a 175-ish bench. Or will it be 170? I can't remember what I wrote down. So it's over the next... What month are we on? February, March, April. Over the next 12 weeks or so, I programmed up towards hitting a 170 or 175 bench. So this is the start of that now. So it's lots of sub-maximal work. So 3 reps, RPE 6 still at 115. So today 125 for 1, 120 for 3, 115 for 4 sets of 3. The plan is essentially the strength movements, which for me now is bench and deadlift, to push them to very submaximal loading. So keeping stuff at sort of RPE 6 to 8-ish range, but build up my work capacity on them because I'm not used to that. I am still in that tiny deficit, but like it's such a small deficit, it doesn't really matter. For hypertrophy movements, pushing close to failure, minimal volume, so like 2 sets, 3 sets, 1 set, because I'm not actively trying to push towards growth. It's not likely to happen. And then rehab stuff is very much pain related. And there's different types of pain, obviously, but I get different types of pain with my knees. So there's the aching, uncomfortable tendon strain pain. That's fine. Like, I just modulate the load. There's the stabbing nerve pain. Not really anything I can do about that with training. When that happens, it's kind of just like, well, this sucks. So that's what I've got with that. Anyway, I've got 1 more set. Rachel should be arriving any minute now. And then she'll need to get ready for work real quick. She's got like a 5-minute turnaround. I'd be impressed if she manages it. Right, last one. Nice. So what I did on Friday was I actually trained twice, and that's something I possibly will keep up, but it's not a case of the program is twice, it's more the practical implications of it. So for example, today, the way my diary is, it's just open, so I don't have any appointments, but, I don't have a big butt anymore. I feel like I'm on crack. Like, my energy is so good right now. Not to show off or anything. There's a bunch of stuff I've been doing that's been helping. Right, training. Friday morning, I went to the gym. I did quad rehab because Rach does. She trains at a CrossFit gym, so she'll finish CrossFit like 10ish, start work at 10:30. But you can only park in the gym's car park, I think, for 90 minutes. So often I will then take her to the gym and do the session then, just because she ends up tight on time. And then I did the rest. So I did my full quad session then. And then I had an appointment or something. I can't remember what it was. Consultation. So then here she is. So then later on in the day, I went back to the gym, and at the gym on the evening, I benched and did overhead. So the bench was 100, I think, for 4 sets of 6, and then behind the neck strict press, 60 for 10, 70 for 4. So maybe, all right, yeah, no worries. So maybe we'll film when I go to the gym now. No promises. Or, potentially, I'll come back here to squat. So I'm going to go there now with the 3 bench sessions. First one today is going to be essentially chest type day. So I'll do some dumbbell presses, machine fly. Second one, so Wednesday, that will be minimal bench, so literally just bench. It's either bench or close grip bench. It is written down. And then Friday is bench again, submaximal, behind the next strict press, and then arms, because who doesn't enjoy training arms? And I feel like at the minute I'm back enjoying training, which is good. Doing the cardio, nutrition is spot on, work is good. Running 14 strong at the minute. I've got 150, 160-ish people going through that, so that's cool. I'm thinking I might, so every time I do it, I get anywhere from 1 to 10 more clients sign up, and obviously time becomes a thing then, so it'll be the best way to figure out that. But I might run it so that it falls like towards payday at the end of it, because I do offer coaching on the last day. So it's basically 2 weeks of coaching stuff, education, and the last day is like, also I offer coaching. If you want to sign up, here's how. And that way then more people can sign up when they want to. So I'm running that at the minute too. Yeah, I don't know. I'll either see you in a couple of minutes. Well, not a couple of minutes for you, it'll be immediate for you. You'll know based on how long the rest of this video is. So either the video ends, and that's it for today, or you'll see me at the gym, or you'll see me back in here, or I'll forget to edit and upload this like I've done for last week. Well, I went to the gym. I didn't do any more stuff back at home. I had a fantastic session, if I say so myself. I've not actually got the microphone plugged in, so this might sound awful, but the microphone has died. Went to the gym, and I'll put the excellent, what's it called, the B-roll of the lifting that I managed over this. I'm trying to attach it to my laptop holder. So yeah, the session was very well, very good, if I say so myself. 1 sec, it's just boiling. So what I did, I got to the gym after doing those benches, and I did a bodybuilding style, not really bodybuilding style. I did low incline dumbbell presses. I then did, I think I did 30 kilos for a set of 15. This is a grabber stick for my curtains. A super handy thing when I tore my quads to be able to reach stuff. So, low incline dumbbell press. I did the 30s for 12 or 15 reps, something like a warm up. Then I did the 40s for 10, possibly. Fairly easy. I think I could have done better lockouts on them. It's kind of control to the bottom, and then I was just kind of popping up towards a lockout. Which I don't know why I was doing that. I think it's just, I don't know, bad habit, rushing, who knows. Anyway, then I did machine flies. I've been finding if I do them standing, it's better, because when I do them seated, depending on the height of the seat, it feels better or worse or whatever. I'm very short, so I can stand up inside the machine, and it just means it's the same height every time. So I did 1 set of that to not feel it, but quite close. So this is, I guess this is technically a little bit the first week of the block. I did half a week of a block last week. So not a lot of work needs to be done. Still getting sore and all that good stuff. Then I did, this is where I can't remember, tricep push downs. So a tip for people that are somewhat strong and on the smaller side is if you're doing tricep push downs and the stack or whatever weight you're using weighs more than you do, what I find helpful is either weight belt if I've got it, or just putting a plate of my feet just to weigh me down. That seems to help. And so the stack is 100, I weigh 90 something, so it's slightly heavier than me. So I just find it makes me kind of feel like I'm coming off the ground a little bit. It just makes me feel a bit more stable. So I did a set of push downs, and then a couple of sets of dumbbell curls. So with the curls, I'm being very non-scientific here, in that I do whatever curl variation I feel like within reason, and then I look back at whatever I did the same session last week, and then I'll just repeat that. So this day, I felt like doing alternating curls. So I did alternating curls. So now I'll stick with that every Monday session until I need to change it for some reason. I went relatively heavy on them. I think I did 20 kilos for a set of 8, and then a set of maybe 5 or 6, something like that. I've got it written down in an app, so I've tracked it. Then went into legs, so, well, quads more so. So leg extension isometrics, 4 sets of 35 seconds. So what I'm doing is progressing the time with the load and then progressing the load. So I'm on to 10 kilos, massive weight, I know, for 35 seconds. The 4 sets are each at a different position. So I'll try and put the clips here, possibly. And then leg extension, single leg, 3 sets of 10-ish, I think. What I'm finding on them is they actually feel better with a slightly heavier load, but the pain level is roughly the same. So it just makes it feel more like an exercise, but it still hurts the same. So instead of just sticking with 5 kilos, I think I did 10 and then 15 kilos. And it seems to be okay. Doesn't seem to make residual soreness the next day. Something which is novel, which is the first time I've had this, is I finished training legs and my knees aren't swollen. I would show you, but I've only got my boxers on. I've taken off my shorts and leggings. It's so hot when I got back in the house. Next up, after the single leg extensions, was squats. So normal squats. Bit of a pause, quite controlled, quite slow. It's happening where less than about 30, 40 kilos, I struggle just to get to depth. I can do it, I just end up coming on my toes. Because of my ankle has been static for so long, the range of motion is just shot. So that is the thing I'm working on. I will go off on a tangent potentially, or maybe make a longer video on it. Who knows? I've got scheduled, I think, 4 long form videos so far, but I'm scheduling it quite far ahead so that I've got plenty of time to make sure I get everything done in time. And as you can see here, we have the backdrop. So when I set it up with the light and stuff, it makes it like a nice dark background for the videos. I do the same thing in the gym. Training, squats, 3 sets of 5. So on Friday, I did 1 set of 5 with 80. Today, I did a set of 5 with 60, then 70, then 80, because I was a bit tentative with my knees, with it being so soon after, like 3 days later. But I thought, that is more volume, more per session work than I have done. So what I'll look to do is work my way up to doing 1 set of 10 to 20 reps with 80 kilos, but I'll do sub-maximal loading to get to there. So that might look like next session, I might do 80 for 3 sets of 5, or I might do 70 for 2 sets, 80 for 1 set. So it is gradual progression. And what I'm looking at with the quads is, how's the pain the next day? How's the function, and how's the range of motion? So is the range of motion going forwards, backwards, staying the same, and how things are affecting it? I like squats I just like squats anyway. You wouldn't think that, considering that's why I exploded my legs, but I find them like a nice movement. They feel like a good stretch, they feel like a good movement. So I probably keep them in at least once a week, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. So at the minute, the rough plan is Monday squats, Friday squats, Wednesday I'll probably do the leg press. And then after that, I did some rear foot elevated split squats. When I say some, I mean I did a couple of sets of 2 to 3 reps with just body weight to make sure I could. It's the first time I've done them in like a year now. And then I did 1 set of 5 reps on each leg with a 5 kilo dumbbell. I realise that seems like nothing, but again, it's just seeing what happens tomorrow now. So tomorrow, do I wake up and my knees are awful, or do I wake up tomorrow and my knees are fine? Cool, I can start to push it and add more and more. So the whole session, in total time, it's been about 2 hours since I first went into the garage. But bear in mind, that's 2 hours. So went into the garage, trained, then there was a gap of about 15-20 minutes of helping sort Rachel's stuff out, take her to work, then going to the gym, obviously walking up to the gym, saying hello, everything else, training there, coming back out of the gym. I then went to the shops, need to pick up some broccoli, super exciting. Went to the shops and then came back home. So including all of that, 2 hours worth of stuff. Now I've just put a ready meal in the microwave. I say a ready meal, it's like a pre-prepped thing. It's like 50 grams of protein. I can't remember what it is. Some kind of like chickpea stew with chicken. Honestly, I don't know. They're from a company that does ready meals that are like high in protein. I don't trust the protein macros on them. They say 40 to 50 grams on them, like obviously depending on the one you get. I never think it's as much as it says, but I don't think it's a big deal. Usually I have 1 of them a day, so it's like a small portion of what I eat. Anyway, that's in the microwave. I've been talking for nearly 10 minutes. That's the end of today's video. I will see you whenever I make another one. Tomorrow's training, the plan is Nehab. So what constitutes as Nehab at the minute is just knee stuff directly. So it will be leg extension isometrics, leg extensions, and then maybe Cossack squats or maybe like some split stuff. I don't know. There'll be some stretching. I tend to do the stretching on a night, just like when we've had dinner, just watching TV. But I'm looking at the stretching and the strength stuff as the same thing. It's still causing damage to your body, which you need to repair to if you do with sufficient intensity. Just like how so say you had a 100 kilo bench, for argument's sake, and you was benching 20 kilos, that's going to help with blood flow, it's going to make you feel nice. Same thing with stretching. If you're doing a nice gentle stretch, that's going to help with some blood flow, it's going to make you feel nice. But if you're doing the equivalent of benching 90 kilos for sets of 3, that's hard work on your body. Just like if you're stretching to 90% intensity for 3 rounds, 3 sets, that's going to cause damage as well. So that's why I'm kind of splitting up some of the stretching stuff. I'll do the nice stretching, the more relaxing stretching, as and when I feel like it, but the more intentional, more intense stretching stuff, I'm doing that on a separate session. The goal is to actively increase my range of motion, not so much on my quads. I'm nearly there. I can nearly be knelt up and kneel all the way back onto my heels. I'm missing about that much, which is not too bad really. It's more my hips, my internal and external rotation has gone a bit short because I've just not done it for so long. So I'm actively trying to increase the range of motion there. My adductors as well need to just get the range back, so it shouldn't be too long to do it. And then cardio as well. So it'll be probably like 45 minutes worth of stuff. I don't know whether it's worth filming. Maybe I saw Sam Sulek put up a video and it was called something like 1 hour of bike, no commentary, and apparently that's exactly what it is. I didn't watch it, unfortunately, but yeah. Right, I will see you the next video. If you've watched it this far and you're not pressed the subscribe button, then you should, because it's silly not to.